We're here with Martin Den Blaker, and Martin, first of all, we're in Phillipsburg and we're in front of a really nice looking train here. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about what's going on, because I know you've been the train master here and many other hats for a long time. Tell us a bit about what's happening here, because this is kind of a really neat day and a beautiful train.
Yes, it is. We like it. We do our best to keep it that way also. We are currently into our 4th season here in Phillipsburg. We started on May 1st of 2004. We were basically invited here by the town of Phillipsburg to start an operation here. And at the same time, we were looking for a home for our steam operation. The engine here is actually only about 18 years old. The cars are much older. They come from the late 50s. And there's some of the collection that we've been making over the years. And as I said, we need a place to run them.
Now let's talk quickly. You were briefing me a little bit about how it works, because you just don't jump in the train, turn the switch, and away you go. Tell us a little bit about what goes on behind the scenes here.
Doesn't work like that with a steam engine. You have to remember, it's almost all volunteers here. We only have one paid person who's our mechanic who takes care of the engine. It takes about 2 hours of maintenance for every hour that it runs. And some of that, it comes on Friday afternoons. At 4 p.m. he comes in, he lights the fire. And we're going to start heating up the boiler at that point. That's until about 7 o'clock Saturday morning. Then the engine crew comes in. The enginemen are the engineer and the fireman, and they're going to heat the fire up. They're going to bring the pressure up to its working pressure of about 200 pounds. They want to get it ready to go out at about 9:30 to hook up to the train and then start pushing out of the place where we keep it to make its way up here for the trips.
Now let's talk about the trips, because we want to encourage people that are seeing this. There's opportunity to take rides all different times of the year. But right now, as we're doing this, we're specifically talking about something that's going on. So tell us about the trips, when they happen, and of course, the corn maze.
Well, the steam engine is the obvious part of the operation, and that runs from May through October. And prior to that, we have trips in about March, depending on when Easter is, for the Easter Bunny. We follow the steam season with the Polar Express in December. All right. Right now, during the steam season, you got the wine train, which on the 11 o'clock departure, people can ride that train down to the end of the line, at which point a bus transfers them over to the Alba Winery for a tour and wine tasting. We just today opened our corn maze. They can get off at the corn maze station, wander through one of the mazes. We have 2 mazes in a very large cornfield, and take a returning train back from there also. And then finally, while still in the steam season, we have October is our pumpkin picking month. So they can also get off, and the kids can pick a pumpkin and take home with them.
That's exciting. Now let's talk about, did you say that what days it's open and when the rides are?
Currently we're operating on Saturdays and Sundays, and it runs 11, 12:30, 2, and 3:30. We make a little adjustment for the 3:30 trip for the corn maze. Going to get back a little later. But that's Saturday and Sunday pretty much right through the year. The corn maze is also going to have a 7 p.m. trip on Friday and Saturday, although we'll be using a diesel train for that.
Okay, now when they get to the corn maze, obviously a corn maze is a corn maze. You get to walk through. Is it a picnic type thing? Do you bring some? How does that work?
Well, the picnic tables aren't there yet, but they should be there any moment now. So yes, you can pack a lunch and have a picnic there as well. And I should also point out that the maze is in the shape of a giant steam locomotive.
So in case you're flying over, that's what it would take, right?
That's what you would see from the ground, a big steam engine.
And I think we have a shot of that that's coming up as we're talking, so people can get a feel for it. So, now if somebody wants to take a ride, get on the train, go to one of these things, how do they pursue this? What do they do?
Well, there's 2 ways. You can each show up and take one of the regular trips during the year. But the special events like the Polar Express, which are very popular, you should really buy tickets in advance. You can do that online, and you can reach online either through 877trainride.com or our home site, which is nyswths.org.
Now, when you had mentioned the wine tour, expound on that just a little bit, because somebody watching this say, hey, that sounds like a lot of fun in itself. I'll just take the ride and go to the wine tour.
Well, New Jersey is now the 3rd biggest producer of wine, I understand, and Alba Winery was rated the #1 winery in the state last year. So basically, you get on the train at 11 o'clock, you take it to the end of the line, you'll get a little speech about how we got here and what you're going to be doing. A bus transfers you to the winery. They take you on a tour of the winery, and then you get to do some wine tasting with a little cheese, and you get a free glass to take home with you.
Well, that's exciting. Now, from the time it leaves here, how much time should a person allow before they return if they're not going to get lost in the maze for a couple hours?
Well, if they want to get off on the first train, they can stay until the last train and get lost all day if they like.
Okay.
We try and take precautions against them getting too lost and missing the last train home.
Right. So, but on the side of the wine tour, if they were going to take the wine tour, how long of a time would they allow for that?
The wine tour is about 2.5 hours. You leave here on the 11 o'clock trip, and it's the 12:30 returning, which is doing it about 1:30, 1:35.
Now, are we leaving anything out? I know you do a lot of different things here, and we want to let people know what's going on because, first of all, how can people help support you?
Well, you can support just by riding, or if you actually wanted to work here, we can arrange that too. The Historical Society has membership for $25 a year. You do have to be a member to work here, after which you're entitled to get just as dirty as the rest of us, maintaining the train and the engine and actually getting on in a nice clean uniform and doing jobs like the conductor too.
Now, did we leave anything out? What should we be talking about just to encourage people? Did we have anything else that we should be bringing up, or did we cover most of it?
Well, about the only thing I can add is that we have one of the most attractive lines here because we go right along the Delaware River from here down to Carpentersville, and we are still hoping to get sometime soon another 3 miles of track in place, which will bring us to Regalsville, and that really opens up a number of other possibilities.
Now, when you say the engine's only 18 years old, does that mean it was purchased new?
It was purchased new by the Valley Railroad in Connecticut. They were unable to retain it, and it was sold to the Susquehanna, which is our namesake railroad, and then they in turn sold it to us, along with the coaches, in order to do this operation.
Something like that must cost an awful lot of money.
You may be surprised. This engine, compared to a $1.5 to $5 million brand new diesel, this engine was $325,000 delivered to Camden.
That's amazing. That's amazing. But that's still a lot of money, but still, that's amazing for what we're standing here looking at.
Well, you see, it was built in China. It's 1930 American locomotive, which has had some modifications made to it over the years, making it very efficient. But it was built by the last people in the world who were making steam engines. And I believe this is the newest steam engine in the world carrying passengers.
How about the cars?
1950 models, late 50 models, Long Island commuter cars. We have 4 of them here on the train. There's another one out having brake work done. We have 5 more slightly newer models from the World's Fair, 64. We have, at the moment, 3 RDCs, which are self-propelled cars. We are expecting to get 2 SPVs, another self-propelled type of car coming here. We're selling 5 that we have. We have 3 Chicago bi-level cars, and all in all, I think it comes out to over 20 pieces of equipment, plus the locomotives.
Nice. Well, we're out of time, but let's wrap it up. Anything we want to remind them again? Every weekend, rain or shine?
Trains run, rain or shine. I've often said that the rainy day is the best time to come out because not only is it something to do on a rainy day, you're in a nice dry car, and the river's just as beautiful in the rain as it is in the sun.
And in a final word, what do we want to let people thinking about? Come out to the train, get on, experience part of history, do the corn maze, get the wine tour. Can't leave that out. Final word.
It's fun. I don't know what else to say. It's fun. We have fun doing it, and most of the people that get on here are having fun watching us do it.
Well, we're in Phillipsburg, New Jersey, and we're talking about bringing your family to something that's a lot of fun. Make sure you don't miss the train ride right here in Phillipsburg, New Jersey. You've been watching the